Hi everyone, I'm Mike Purdy and welcome to the instructional video for the at-home routine. The program is made up of 2 total body workouts, performed 2 to 3 times per week on non-consecutive days, alternating between workouts A and B. So for example, if you're training on Monday, Wednesday, Friday, you would perform workout A on Monday and Friday and workout B on Wednesday. Then on week 2, you'd perform workout B on Monday and Friday and workout A on Wednesday. Hopefully by that point we'll be back at the gym, but hey, one step at a time. Both workouts are comprised of 1 superset and 2 trisets. A superset is made up of 2 exercises. Perform 1 set of the first exercise, take a little rest, and then perform 1 set of the second exercise. Rest 1 to 2 minutes and repeat. Once all sets are completed, you'll move to the first triset. A triset is basically a superset, but with 3 exercises. Perform one after the other and resting 1 to 2 minutes after the third exercise. I'll explain the rest of the variables later in the video. Let's take a look at the exercises in workout A. The superset in workout A is the squat and the push-up. To begin the squat, take a stance about shoulder width or slightly wider apart. A wide stance tends to benefit from the toes turning out. After you set your stance, breathe in and brace the abs. Then, at the same time, push your hips back and bend your knees while maintaining balance over the midfoot. Note that regardless of stance width and toe position, the knees will track in line with the toes. During the descent, I like to raise my arms for balance, but this isn't required. In the bottom position, your thighs should be at least parallel to the floor. Once you reach the bottom position, extend the knees and the hips at the same time, again while maintaining balance over the midfoot. Think about driving straight up. Exhale near the top at the starting position. You'll notice my toes come up during the ascent on some of the reps. Be better than me. Don't do that. Keep your weight over the middle of the foot. Lastly, you'll notice that on some of the reps, I have my hands behind my head. These are referred to as prisoner squats. The purpose of performing the squats like this is to get a little bit of upper back work by squeezing the shoulder blades together. Unfortunately, it's difficult to work the upper back without equipment, so this is a stopgap. For push-ups, assume the position by placing your hands just outside of shoulder width apart. Looking from the side, the hands should appear to be in line with the shoulders. Your body from head to toe should be aligned and rigid. The common fault is that the hips are too high. Next, squeeze your shoulder blades together, then breathe in and brace the abs. Lower yourself to the floor by bending the elbows. Continue to lower yourself down until your elbows are in line with your torso. Your elbows should make a roughly 45-degree angle from your torso when your chest is closest to the floor. You can see this from the front view, as well as a nice view of my widow's peak. While maintaining a rigid body, push yourself back up, exhaling near the top of the position. You can perform the push-ups in a kneeling position or hands on a countertop to make them easier. The first triset is the reverse lunge, stick-ups, and hip thrusts. For the reverse lunge, begin with the stance about hip width apart. Breathe in and brace the abs, while taking a fairly long step backward. Bend both knees at the same time, forming roughly 90-degree angles at the bottom. Avoid hitting the knee of the rear leg on the floor. You'll notice that the low leg of the forward leg is perpendicular to the floor. Drive the rear leg forward to the starting position during the ascent, exhaling near the top at the starting position. Perform all reps on one side before switching sides. These can be a challenge on balance, so I suggest having a hand on a countertop if this is your first time doing them. For stick-ups, start by finding some empty wall space. Set your stance about 6 inches from the wall. Keep your glutes, upper back, head, elbows, and hands up against the wall while maintaining your natural low back arch. Breathe in and brace the abs. Slide your arms up the wall, keeping the elbows in line with the wrists, all the while keeping your upper back, head, elbows, hands, and glutes against the wall, as best as you can. The common fault is lifting the hips off the wall as the arms extend to the top. Fully extend the arms to the top. You will likely feel these mostly in the shoulders, but the traps and triceps are working as well. Exhale at the top. Slide the arms back to the starting position, again keeping the aforementioned points in contact with the wall. Hip thrusts require you to rest your upper back on an elevated position. At home, I suggest you use your couch. The edge of the couch should rest just below the shoulder blades. Your rear should be on the floor. Your knees will be bent, very similar to the bottom position of the squat, using roughly the same width stance. Set your gaze to the ceiling. Breathe in, brace abs, then push your hips up to the ceiling, keeping your feet flat on the floor, and no better way to say it, squeezing your glutes at the top. At the top, you should look like a human table. Avoid overarching the lower back at the top, and exhale at the top. The last triset of workout A includes mountain climbers, planks, and jumping jacks. During this triset, you may notice an increase in heart rate. To begin mountain climbers, assume the push-up position. In the video, I show a few ways to perform the exercise, but in general, you're driving the knee toward the chest and fairly rapidly alternate knee drive with each rep. The body will mostly stay rigid from head to toe like a push-up. Elevating the hands makes the exercise easier. The timing for breathing and bracing on rapid exercises, such as mountain climbers and jumping jacks, can be difficult. Find the middle ground where you don't find yourself holding your breath throughout, nor hyperventilating with each rep. For planks, I like to start lying in the prone position, elbows in line with the shoulders. Squeeze shoulder blades back together, breathe in, and brace the abs. Lift the hips up so the body is rigid from head to toe and hold this position, attempting to keep the muscles tight. Breathe in every 5 seconds or so. You can also do a push-up position plank, though this is an easier variation. Finally, the tried and true jumping jack. Stand up straight with your shoulders back and arms to the side, give it a little hop, and shoot your legs out to the side, while at the same time doing the same with your arms until your fingers meet at the top. And that is workout A. As mentioned before, workout B follows a similar format, but with some exercise variations. The superset for workout B is pause squats and close grip push-ups. The form for pause squats is exactly the same as squats. However, you will pause for 2 seconds at the bottom of the squat. This reduces the stretch reflex after the eccentric contraction, thereby making the exercise more challenging. The close grip push-up form is nearly the same as standard push-ups, except, guess what? The grip is closer. The hands will be directly beneath the shoulders, and the elbows will be in contact with the torso during the descent. This puts more stress on the triceps, which tends to make the exercise more challenging. Side note, this variation tends to be easier on the shoulders. The first triset of workout B are split squats, stick-ups, and waiter's bows, or single leg Romanian deadlift. Split squat form is similar to that of the reverse lunge, except you eliminate the backward movement. Start with the stance hip width apart, take a long step back, and hold this split stance. Breathe in and brace the abs. Bend both knees at the same time. It should look like you're going straight down. Again, pay attention not to slam the knee on the floor. On the ascent, squeeze the glutes of the rear leg, exhaling at the top. Split squats are typically considered an easier variation of lunges since there's less movement involved. However, this means that the reps can be performed slightly quicker, which can increase fatigue. Like the reverse lunge, balance is a challenge, and you should have a hand on a countertop if this is your first time. Also note the prisoner grip. You'll perform stick-ups again, just remember the points from earlier. The last exercise in the triset is either the waiter's bow or single leg Romanian deadlift. The waiter's bow is also known as a hip hinge, which works mostly the glutes and hamstrings. Take a stance about hip width apart with a slight bend in the knees. Stand upright, shoulder blades back, one hand on the abdomen, other hand on the low back. Breathe in and brace the abs. Keeping a slight bend in the knees and the back straight, push your hips back, bending forward at the hips. You should start to feel a stretch in the hamstrings, the back of your thighs, the further you go down. Go only as far down as you can, maintaining a straight back, both lower and upper. Note, it's a good idea to perform these by mirror. If you feel or see your spine round, that is too low. Stop about 1 inch prior to the spine rounding. Maintaining a straight back and slight bend in the knees, return to the starting position. Finish standing tall with shoulder blades back, a slight bend in the knees, and squeezing the glutes. Exhale near the top. If the waiter's bow is too easy, you can perform a single leg Romanian deadlift, which will follow the same guidelines, but on one leg, and with the hands down and in front. Like the lunges, it isn't a bad idea to have a countertop to hold on to if this is your first time trying them. The last triset of workout B includes squat thrusts, side planks, and high knees. Like the final triset in workout A, during this triset, you may notice an increase in heart rate. Squat thrusts are a fun exercise. You begin with a hip width stance. You squat down, placing your hands similar to that of the push-up position. Then you shoot your legs back so that you are in the push-up position. Then hop forward, stand up, or jump up to the top. You can modify these by eliminating the jump aspect, making it look similar to the mountain climber. You can also take steps back and then hop forward. For side planks, I like to start by lying on my side, elbow in line with the shoulder. Breathe in and brace the abs, then lift the hips up, making a straight line from head to heel. This should sound familiar to the standard plank. Take a breath every 5 seconds or so, switching sides after the time is complete. If you want to make these easier, begin the same way, but bend the knees before you lift the hips up. High knees are essentially running in place with emphasis on knee drive and pumping the arms. I like to start in a position as if I already did one rep. The goal is to get the thighs parallel to the floor and pumping the arms quickly along the side of the torso. You can perform these as fast or as slow as you like. You can even start slow and build speed as the set goes on. Like with the mountain climbers and jumping jacks, just be sure you're taking breaths. Don't hold your breath throughout, but don't hyperventilate. And that is workout B. Finally, let's consider the prescribed sets, reps, and rest intervals. These variables are not set in stone and can be tailored to the individual. If you are less familiar with this type of exercise, use the lower rep range and/or take longer rest intervals. You could even do one less set. Conversely, if you are more trained, use the higher rep range and/or take shorter rest intervals, and you could also even perform a fourth set. Feel free to comment with any questions or concerns. Enjoy the workouts, train hard, and stay well.